brothers.
So I was thinking about it the other day.
About it?
Yeah.
Which it? What it?
So I was thinking
it?
about us.
The royal it?
When
that's a terrible segue. Not
Should
good.
we start over again?
No. Carry on.
Okay.
Keep going.
We haven't started yet.
Okay. So I was thinking about us when we were doing our shorts. We did one for
Excuse me?
for the New Year's resolution. So do you remember what your New Year's? So the point of the story is, it's like, okay, we can talk about. I want to hit on what we made for our New Year's resolution and where we're at now. We're just over the midway point. So Tommy, do you remember what you?
Yeah, and I did. I lost a crap load of weight.
So what was the New Year's resolution?
Drop weight and get in better shape.
Yeah. Okay.
So I dropped weight, caught MND, and immediately lost 40 pounds of muscle and a whole bunch of fat. So,
Wow.
so I don't think mine counts. I think it's a technical foul.
Technical foul.
Because there
You
was
could have
an-
went swimming in one of those oceans where the shark bit the lady and
The
she lost
time I
20
was
pounds of
washing
flesh.
washing my sweaty balls in the Euphrates.
And there comes a shark. You know, sharks, they only bite when you touch their private parts.
They've got dull eyes. I wish I could do a better
Me too.
version of that guy.
Trying to lose weight. So when you lost how many?
40.
40. How'd you lose that though?
I got sick.
Oh, there's a good way to kickstart it right there.
I almost died.
I got real
But
sick.
did you die?
I got so sick one arm wouldn't work, so I had to. So now I'm learning how to do it with a stranger. Weren't.
Yeah.
True story though.
Sorry about that.
Sad fact.
That sucked. What about you, Dwayne?
Me.
Tell me. And I know this is a
My New Year's resolution. If you shall recall, I highly recommend you go back and look at it. But my New Year's resolution was many, many years ago, I made a New Year's resolution. Many years ago. And I have stuck to that resolution, and I've never broken it. I've never faltered, and I've never failed. And my New Year's resolution was to never make a gosh darn resolution ever again.
Okay.
Winner.
So I guess you so far succeeded.
I had no resolution, so yeah, I can't fail.
I don't know. I think
Not even a little one. Come on.
No, I was born with a little one.
No.
No,
For this
it's like-
that's a yellow card for this activity. He gets 5 minutes in the sin bin.
like-
But that's the truth. You
like,
asked
no,
what was
I'm
my
not-
resolution. That's what I said. How can you improve on awesome?
Well, that's a valid point.
Oh, that's
That's a valid point.
I think it's yeah.
I said it with words.
You could get a river palace.
I get a river palace?
You could get a river palace. That would improve on awesome.
I don't know what that means.
I got a river palace and it made me awesome.
Oh.
See,
Okay, I understand.
well.
Now I just need water in the lake.
Well,
Yeah, it's amazing how
Tommy lives in a palace just like a princess.
No, you're not. You're a police officer.
What lane? Let's see. What's the? Yeah.
Well, it would be great if there was
Fairyland.
water in the lake. It's amazing how cheap land gets when the lake dries up.
That's when you buy it.
Yeah,
River.
for sure because
Mudfront property.
you get it,
That's exactly right. It's a bunch of half.
and once the
dried up
water's
farm.
there, it's like twice the amount now.
Then you can't afford the taxes on the place.
Wow. Well,
Well, you had one.
I did. It took me a long time to figure it out because
Took you a long time to figure it out.
yeah, I think I was probably the last one to post mine.
Oh.
It took me a couple of months to figure out what it was because I'm just like everybody else that's made one. I made one and thought I was going to do it, and so this time I actually really thought about it because there's I'm gonna lose some weight and work out. I failed on that multiple accounts. Even when I had to do, it's like even when I was in the Army and I had to do PT, I fucking still failed. Still got fatter. But anyways, I was like, I thought about it, and Mrs. Johnny Ray was always like, so what about this? Are you don't start a project, babe, you still got this over here. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I want to start on this one. So I was like, there's my resolution, because I've always started a project, but once it gets after, it's like, it's fun to do right at first. And once you get over that, okay, figured it all out, and I've got it all nailed out, and then there's a final end. It's like, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm done. So my resolution was to actually take hold of a project and do it until the complete end before I go to another project. So that's what I did.
According to one of my friends and my wife, I'm not skilled enough to have projects. Something about me not knowing my left from my right, or being able to screw pipe valves on appropriately.
Well,
my problem with projects, and I have projects and I do projects. My cleanup, I don't.
It's
things
hard.
Stay laying out for months.
Oh, I know.
That's a dude
I can totally relate to that, because it's
I
like,
got tools over there, a broken motor over here.
Yeah.
It's still there.
One of his buddies' water pump.
yeah. So
No, that came to fruition. That was a completed one, so that was good.
Yeah.
so I
That was a nightmare that continued for weeks. That thing just didn't want to work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, but it's going okay now.
it's running like a top now.
So yeah, I thought about it, and that's what I wanted to do. Get the project, get it done. I even told Mrs. Johnny Ray, I said, "Watch this." I'm making a reaffirmation. This is what I'm going to do, and she was like,
Starting over or what?
that I was going to.
she
Oh, this was
Skeptical?
then.
This was then, yeah.
Oh.
And then
We're not starting over today.
So we're gonna. I'll give you an update of what's happening now, and looking back on it, I have like utterly failed on every aspect of it, because I've come to the conclusion, it's like, I can actually get all the projects done. I'm just gonna have to pay somebody else to do it.
That'll work.
So the projects that I have started are completed. Did get completed, because I just called my handyman and said, "Hey, man, fix this."
I've been told by management that that's probably the most efficient use of my time, is to go ahead and pay for someone to complete the task.
So the big thing about that is like, I can do it all, but it's going to take me 3 times longer, because I don't have the materials for it. I'm not geared up for it. I don't do it on a regular basis.
Is going to Home Depot 6 times in one day.
Correct. Go in there 6 times, and you wind up getting, the item that you don't. It's like, fuck. I need 1.5 inches, not 2 inch, and then it's like, now
I've never heard that.
I've got a container full of PVC fittings. It's like, okay, I don't bother returning it, because I don't want to stand in line just to fucking return it for a $2 item. I'll just throw it in a bin and I'll use it later on my next project.
Reminds me of a little story. There's a receptacle in my house that's got this radio in front of it, and I moved the radio over so I could plug something in there, and then I didn't move the radio back, and Miss Duane's like, "I don't know who's moving this, but they need to quit moving this, because it's driving me crazy." And she moved the radio back and dusted it off. And I said, "Honey, I did that. That was me. I did that." And she's like, "Well, you shouldn't move it this much." And I was like, "It's just the width of the receptacle. It's like 4 inches. I always thought 4 inches didn't matter." She's like, "Well, it does." And I was like, "Well, I've always been told that my 4 inches really don't matter."
Mrs. Tommy Ray's got organizational OCD. So the only reason my garage is usable is because she got tired of me procrastinating, and she went in and organized it. Now I can't find a fucking thing, but it looks pretty. So when we were working on the pump, I'd bring the stuff up, put it on the back porch, go to get it. She's moved it out. So as long as it's out of her visual field, she'll stack it up somewhere else, nice and neat, just not tell me where she put it. So it's either a game of let's go find the stuff, or she's trying to see how crazy she can drive me by hiding my shit. God forbid I leave something on the counter, like a phone, and then she's got a special phone place. Did you know that? Wives have special phone places.
My wife has a special place for me. It's called the couch.
Smells like onions.
That's why the couch smells like onions.
Dwayne is free balling on the couch.
No, Dwayne likes his underwears a lot. I like to keep my package contained and secured and happy. I like to swaddle them all up. That's what I do.
I keep spare change in
I can't do that.
Yeah, that's why your testicles wobble to and fro.
Smell like
that's why you can tie them in a knot and tie them in a bow. You can throw them over your shoulder like a Continental soldier. Do your balls hang low?
Do these wobble
at
to
times?
And fro?
Yeah. I've learned to be able to retract them as needed on command.
Yeah,
I've seen that video.
I look at that. I look at that picture of that swimmer girl guy.
Yeah, I was in the pool.
I think that's called tucking. No.
So yeah.
How do you not sit on them when you go take a dump?
Well,
they hang in the water.
Pull them out of the way and throw them over, and then
you
sit down.
You just
or
gently. You gently just let them.
So they're floating around in the. That's not any better.
It's like I'm gonna lower the sling load down in.
No, that's not. Now you got duty.
First of all, they don't. It doesn't happen that way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've been doing this for quite some time.
Have you?
Okay. And they don't. They're not. Don't listen to this guy.
No,
he's full of shit thinking, okay, yeah, they're just getting longer and longer and longer. No, I'm not walking around with a 10-pound kettlebell on them.
Oh, and speaking of dipping your balls in the toilet.
Damn.
Don't run the bidet while you're actually pooping.
Yeah, I could see that would be an engineering issue. How did you find that out?
I like to experiment. I'm a scientist at heart.
Bill Nye,
I don't like. Okay, it's a theory now.
Dwayne Nye, the pooping guy.
Just saying.
So he's got splashy poop and he's got poop grenades. Well, no, Dwayne has his pooper in the water again.
Yeah, that one didn't work.
Sorry. I tried too hard. I tried too much with the poop.
Reed Brothers.